What is new radio? New radio is
streaming everywhere.
Listen to the show starting each weekday morning at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Well, good morning. Good morning to everyone. Lindsay's still in Wisconsin.
Yep.
Oh, my.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my.
Ooh.
Welcome to Wisconsin, Lindsay.
Yeah.
We're happy to have you here.
So happy. So happy to have you at our Backle tournament.
And in Wisconsin, you get a little more Canada. You get a little bit of that I can't do a Canada, but that's what I've always heard anyway.
Well, and you know what else is funny? They, like every sweatshirt, every T-shirt in the Wisconsin airport was about drinking.
Yeah.
Like are they
Big
big
beer
drinkers
drinkers, yeah.
here? Yeah. It's incredible. It was like, drink Wisconsinably, like responsibly. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah. Well, because Milwaukee is a big beer industry. That's where the beer is.
That's right.
Used to all be there, you know.
Yeah. Milwaukee's best.
Right. But then St. Louis became the Anheuser-Busch headquarters. And then Colorado was Coors Light. But in the beginning, it was all Milwaukee. Mm-hmm. Wasn't Miller there? Miller Brewing, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
To be honest, I'm shocked that his family has a house here because they hate the Packers. I mean, you can't even mention it because they're Bears fans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
so it's
weird.
It is weird.
Wow.
The first thing we see is a Packers, and Kyle's like, oh, bleep the Packer, whatever. Like, he's so mad. I'm like, your family lives here. Like, what?
Yeah, my brother's the same way. There's something about that.
Well, they hate the Packers.
I guess so. I don't know.
Hate.
Yeah. You're more Chicago. Hey, give me 2 more beers here, please.
I'm in Wisconsin under protest.
But I will take 2 more beers.
I love it. But they're listening to me talk like, what the hell?
Yeah, I'm sure that a lot of them don't even know what you're saying.
Right. Yeah.
It's a language barrier.
Yeah. And, people will do that sometimes with my wife. And she'll meet people from New York or something, and I really didn't understand what she was saying. It's like, are you kidding? Come on.
Yeah.
Have you never watched a movie that has a Southern person in it? You never seen anybody on TV that has a Southern accent? I mean, come on. Now, I know my wife's accent's pretty thick, but it's not a different language.
Right.
Yeah.
They're looking at me like, can you write that down for us? We don't understand.
Well, yeah, if you're using slang and stuff, I could get that, but.
Yeah. They're in their own world up here.
Yeah. And you just remember, though, they're the ones that are weird, not you.
Thank you.
Southern people.
Thank you.
Southern people are not the weird ones, ever. Mm-hmm. It's always non-Southerners who are weird.
Right. Noted.
She's doing a radio show in their basement.
Right.
That is kind of weird. We invited her over, but all she did was she went down the basement and was doing a radio show at 4 a.m.
We haven't seen her the whole time.
I'm down there all day. Oh, my gosh. So, what was the replay for this week, for today?
You've had a rough go of it, especially in the last week. And, your TJ's notorious bad luck has struck again.
Okay, so don't miss that. It's the, in case you missed the replay, next.
TJ, Riggins, and Lindsay want to thank you for listening.
Let's go!
This is the TJ and Riggins Show. It's now easier than ever at the homepage, tjriggins.com. A TJ Riggins Prime button to get to invitations, links, and all the great Prime Plus exclusive content. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
I don't know if I've ever talked about how obsessed I am with Lily and Grace. I could live in this store. They have everything from bedding, rugs, pillows, gifts, vases, dishes, you name it. Not only that, Robin, the owner, will come to your house and help you design anything you want. She'll help you design your whole house if you just want some rugs, pillows. It's amazing. I was just mentioning the other day I needed a new foyer entry lighting. And she was like, I can get you that, girl. They do everything. It's phenomenal. Check out Lily and Grace in Langtree today.
Hey, TJ and Riggins TV is sponsored by Cozy Earth. I'm their number one influencer, you know. So go to Cozy Earth by hitting up tjriggins.com/deals and then use the promo code TJ to get 41% off.
Thank you for being part of the new radio explosion.
Baby, let's go.
Now, back to the TJ and Riggins Show.
I was not a Chuck E. Cheese kid. We didn't have one growing up. I didn't even know where one was.
No.
I'd heard about them. You'd seen them on TV, and they'd put them in sitcoms like, oh, we went to Chuck E. Cheese. Never knew where one existed growing up. But I know a lot of people spent, a lot of their childhood in Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, the commercials that we saw were the closest one when we would say, where is that? It would have been Shreveport, Louisiana, which is the third biggest city in the state.
Yeah.
Still 2.5 hours away from where I live, so we didn't get to go to one.
Did you feel jealous like you were missing out on anything?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. I can say
But I didn't want to get in there and play in all the games and stuff as much. I just thought the pizza looked cool.
Yeah.
The pizza looked good.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, Chuck E. Cheese is in the news, especially over this weekend. People were reacting to the news that Chuck E. Cheese is opening Chuck's Arcade, right, which is an adult version of Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
And they say, for lifelong fans and adults who want the Chuck E. Cheese experience, that are feeling nostalgic about it. And I could only think of TJ when I see stories like this.
Yeah.
Because he points out that, adults trying to be children.
Yeah. Perpetual adolescence.
Yeah. So Chuck's Arcade has a lot of arcade games. They said they're going to swap them out with retro games that you're familiar with, along with new arcade games, and they'll still have that classic pizza. And every arcade game is monitored by an animatronic member of Chuck E. Cheese's band.
Oh, see, that's what I hate.
The animatronics. The animatronics. So, yeah, I kind of have to agree. I haven't heard TJ's take on this yet, but I would have to imagine you just think this is crazy because adults aren't growing up.
Right. Yeah, and they need to.
And they
need to grow up, yes.
But I think the tide is turning because a lot of the comments under every post is, I think one person said, I think if you're interested in this, you have other issues that need to be worked on in therapy other than being excited about an adult Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, and the way you're supposed to enjoy retro games and nostalgic games and things like that are made for children is with your children. That's fun. You show your kids how to play them and play along with them and have those types of moments with your children.
Yeah.
You don't forego having children so you can remain a perpetual child and keep playing and not having to change what you're like, or leave your kids at home so you can go play with video games and stuff like that.
That's the weird part. Yeah. Leaving your kids at home to go to an arcade. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you place any blame on Chuck E. Cheese for trying to perpetuate this idea that adults should act like kids, or they're just a business trying to make money off these adults?
Yeah, they're a business trying to make money off of them.
Yeah. They said the adult arcades will even include an old school prize counter. So you can bring your tickets up there and, trade them in for a Chinese finger trap
spider
ring.
Yeah, it's great.
So,
but if these people would have kids, they have to do it pretty much every weekend with their kids. So,
right.
I mean, they would love it.
Yeah.
And I would call them to take my kids because I absolutely hate it. God, the worst crap. They just crap.
And then you stand in line for so long, and you go, look at all these tickets we've got. And they go, okay, well, you get something from the bottom row down there. It's like 1 cent toy.
Like a finger trap, yeah.
All right, let's go.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
When you subscribe to the show, you get all of our shows right when you open up your podcast apps, YouTube app, or social media. Learn more at tjriggins.com/subscribe.
What is new radio? New radio is
streaming everywhere.
Listen to the show starting each weekday morning at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Hey, Lindsay, how much housework does your husband do?
He is usually the one that does the dishes and takes the trash out.
Okay, so
Those two things.
so you cook and then he does the dishes and takes out the trash.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but he never dusts or vacuums or any of that kind of stuff.
None of it.
Do you?
Yeah. Oh, I have to. I mean, if I didn't, our house would be. We have a cleaner, every so often, but I have to do it every day.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering if you had somebody full-time housekeeper that's there every day that does all of this stuff.
Yeah, once every 3 weeks. So
yeah,
I end up doing it too.
Nobody there yet that the children, kind of look to as their mom, like a maid or a nanny or something that does both, cleans the house and raises the children.
No, but I would love that. Kyle, if you're listening.
Well, it says that in this study, women still do more housework than men, but they found that the gap is closing. Men did an average of 100 minutes of housework per day in 2024 compared to 140 minutes for women. And if the trend continues, men and women would do the same amount of housework by the year 2066.
Okay.
But I mean, they don't take into consideration that maybe the men's work hours are longer, or things like that. They'll always write these studies as if it's just that men are lazy and women are having to do everything and all that stuff, which I don't believe for 1 second. I think the men are doing the majority of the housework now, because if national advertisements are supposed to be a view of the way things are in society, the way our culture is, it's supposed to be a look into that world, then way more men are on commercials using Swiffers and laundry detergent and things like that now than women are. Yeah, there's a lot more commercials with men doing that than with women. So, which is it going to be, ladies? Are you going to, have your TV commercials that will say that women are in charge and women are out doing the things and the man's stuck at home doing the housework and all? Or are you going to say that men don't do any housework and that the commercials are lying? Because, I mean, you gotta have one or the other. Are the commercials lying and that's not true to life? Or are men still not doing enough housework while the woman is stuck having to do it? I mean,
It's fishy about those commercials.
Yeah. Think about all the commercials you've seen lately where there's even one where a guy's using the new Swiffer or something, and his mom is over there and she's impressed by the Swiffer and everything. And, no sign of where the wife is or the mother of his kids. So you got to assume she's out working, bringing home the bacon, and he's there slaving all day, trying to keep a clean house and watch the kids and do everything else. That's what you're supposed to believe. So which is it?
TJ Riggins and Lindsay want to thank you for listening.
Let's go!
This is the TJ and Riggins Show. Introducing the new Media Center on the TJRiggins.com home screen. It's now easier than ever at the homepage. TJRiggins.com. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
People ask me all the time, what do you love about R. Gregory Jewelers? Well, I'm going to tell you, R. Gregory Jewelers in downtown Statesville is a family-run company. So they find you the best deals at the best prices with the friendliest service. You're not in an awkward situation where someone's like a pushy sales associate. They don't do any of that. And they really want to help you find the diamond or the jewelry or the watch of your dreams. So check out R. Gregory Jewelers in downtown Statesville today. R. Gregory Jewelers, we speak diamond.
The TJ and Riggins Show stream is sponsored by R. Gregory Jewelers in Statesville, North Carolina. They're family owned and operated, and they speak diamond. Find something beautiful at tjriggins.com/diamond.
The perfect start to the day.
New Radio Net presents the TJ and Riggins Show.
Just the best.
Thank you for being part of the new radio explosion.
So go get signed up for TJ Riggins Prime and Prime Plus if you want some special things that just your average John and Joan Q listener don't get. On the Prime Plus, you'll get commercial-free versions of the podcasts and all of that kind of stuff as well. So, and the extra funny segment every day that nobody else gets. So tjriggins.com/prime will get you signed up for that. Now, listen to this woman who has gone viral about how she gets better tips from people as at her restaurant where she is a waitress /server/servant.
No, you don't. Not servant.
Oh, it's not servant?
No. Just
server.
Server.
Okay. Sounds closer to servant to me than a waitress or waiter.
It does.
Okay, well, listen.
Okay, server hack that's actually working. When I'm taking orders, I got this, it's my baby picture, but I'm like, yeah. People are like, is that your daughter? I'm like, yeah. She's 6. I had her when I was 19. The dad didn't want to stay. It's giving single mom who works 2 jobs. I'm like, please help me support my baby. It's really tough, but it's working, so hack.
Okay, so first of all, saying it's giving, that means that it's making people think this way or another. That's something that the kids are saying now. It's giving. Like Riggins right now is giving. He's giving off disgust. He's giving disgust at what I'm wearing today.
It's terrible. It's awful.
So what do y'all? No,
this isn't a hack. You just lied.
Yeah, it's a scam.
You didn't hack anything. You lied to people and took their kindness. You took advantage of their kindness.
Yeah, I don't see any difference in this and going door to door and saying, "I'd like for you to sponsor a child and." This is the child, and she is da-da-da-da-da, and make up everything and then take money and then go to the next house.
Yeah.
It's similar to that girl that faked cancer and went to jail. Similar idea because you're lying for money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I'm sure
terrible.
I'm sure it works.
Yeah.
I believe it works because there's a lot of good people out there that want to help you.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to happen, though? It's going to come back to bite her. It later in life.
Mm-hmm.
That might be your real story sometime, honey.
Or, somebody could find out, if they find out about this, go, yeah, you know what? You look like it.
Yeah.
And then that's it. I look like what? You just look the part.
Could tell.
But yeah, it all checks. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. You're giving this vibe. Yes.
Yeah.
You're giving liar, shady, scamster.
Yeah.
Scam artist.
And then to not only do this and then go on social media and post about it.
Yeah.
It's like you're the worst scammer ever.
Mm-hmm. And your baby ugly anyway. Well, that's a picture of me when I was a baby. Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Why does this look like it's from 1990?
Right. Why is your baby wearing a Green Day shirt?
Yeah. Is this a Polaroid?
So yeah, shady. She needs to be outed.
Yes.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show. Prime Plus members get extra funny commercial-free versions of all the shows and more. Sign up at tjriggins.com. Thank you for joining us. This is TJ and Riggins. New Radio Net presents the TJ and Riggins Show with TJ, Riggins, Lindsay, Tech D Rob.
Sets the tone for my day.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
So, Lindsay, excuse me, when did you have to spank your daughter?
The other day.
Your sweet little angel.
Oh, she is normally an angel. Well, they missed their nap for whatever reason. We were busy and they missed their nap. Well, you could tell. It was almost bedtime. Delilah was in the worst mood, sassy. She said something. Kyle went in her room and said, it's time for bed. She stomped her foot, did her hand something crazy, and said, "You don't tell me." Blah, blah. I mean, just going at him, and which is not like her. But I spanked her, which I haven't spanked. She's 5. I mean, I haven't spanked her in quite a while since she was younger, but she cried and cried and then finally came in my room and said, "I am so sorry, Mom." I said, "You don't need to apologize to me. You need to apologize to your father." Like Kyle's a tough guy. It crushed him. It crushed him.
Yeah.
He just stood there like, what just happened? Like he was, he doesn't know how to handle it yet.
Right. And he's like, wow, now the kids are treating me like this too.
Yeah.
That's probably what it was. It's just like, I have nowhere to go.
And I hate when it happens because I know she probably had gotten it from me. Maybe. I don't know. Not necessarily to him, but because I never talk like that to him, especially in front of the kids. But I'm sure she heard. And where else would she have heard that?
I don't know. What does she watch on TV?
Nothing like that. Disney stuff.
Oh, there you go.
Like, well, like nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when Snow White stomped her foot and said, "You are never going to tell me nothing."
I'm not cleaning this place one more time. I did it the first time, but that's it. Y'all got to maintain it.
That's it.
You're not
Get out
telling
my
me.
room.
Not telling me.
That's funny.
So
The hand motion.
He just walked off because he didn't know how to react to it.
Well, I was standing there and he just kind of looked at me like, "Did you just hear, are you hearing what I'm hearing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm going into action. See, I take action. I'm the action taker."
Yeah.
So it was something.
Yeah, my kids always knew the most trouble they would ever get into is if they were disrespectful to their mom.
Yeah.
That would be the worst.
Yep.
And they still know.
You better know.
Don't get it twisted.
I'll drive to Nashville. As soon as I turn this microphone off, I will head to Nashville and get in my daughter's face.
You're 26, but
don't you
still
dare
gotta
talk to your mama that way.
Can you spank a 25-year-old?
No.
25.
But she doesn't know that.
Good point.
Yeah.
You got to make them think.
Yeah.
But I can't pull my belt off in dramatic fashion anymore. Or my pants will fall down.
Yeah, right. It's a click belt too.
Yeah, you got to unclick it, pull it.
It loses something when you're unclicking it.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
4th of July just might be the perfect holiday. Summer weather, pool parties, grilling on the barbecue, and fireworks. It's just fantastic. And what's going to make it even more perfect this year, some Omaha steaks and juicy burgers on that grill.
Oh my gosh, seriously. And with their 4th of July sale, you can get 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com. Not to mention, our listeners get an additional $45 off with promo code TJR at checkout.
And seriously, you do need to take advantage of this offer because if you're like I am, then you're sitting around just dreaming of a butter-basted steak or even a green chili cheeseburger while I'm relaxing by the pool this 4th of July.
Well, stock up now. Get fired up for the 4th with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during their 4th of July sale. And for an extra $45 off, use promo code TJR at checkout. That's 50% off at omahasteaks.com and an extra $45 off with promo code TJR at checkout. See site for details.
Minimum purchase may apply. See site for details. And thank you so much to Omaha Steaks for being our partners.
The most important stories in the world. This is Now Trending on the TJ and Riggins Show.
Gen Z trending today. There's a new study out that says 97% of Gen Zers are using AI to complete homework and college essays and things like that. 97% using AI.
I would have been in that number.
I mean, I think the same thing. It's too irresistible. Here's something that's free and can help me with the things I struggle with the most, of course I'm going to use it. Why wouldn't I?
And the colleges don't care.
You don't think?
As long as they're getting their money, they don't care.
Should they care though?
Yeah.
I think as the way they present themselves as being a part of every community and making people better and all of that, yeah, they should care. But then again, they also know that they shouldn't indoctrinate kids one way or another. They still do that. So I don't know.
You're not giving them any credit.
No.
Yeah.
No. But and I don't care as much if you're just going to get a degree. But if you're going and you're going to be a doctor or an engineer or something like that,
Yeah.
then yeah, you don't need to be using anything that's going to help you.
Right.
Like
True.
that, do the work for you.
Yeah.
You need to know what you're doing.
Yeah. But if you've got like a dumb major, who cares?
Yeah. Big deal.
Lindsay.
Hey guys, fashion merchandising is special.
Yeah, you could have probably gotten away with it. So did you have to write essays with that major?
We did. Yeah.
Really?
I remember my final essay was about a fashion designer, and then we had to make an article of clothing that we could actually wear. So it was actually harder than you think.
Yeah, and they also had to know the history of fashion and
Yep.
where this material was first created and how they used wool and combined it with whatever.
Yeah.
We had a textiles class, and we would
Yeah.
like set fabrics on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and especially in North Carolina, there used to be all kinds of textile mills and stuff here.
Yeah, I guess I was just thinking, here's my presentation on ugly people and people who can't dress well at all. Like Katie
some
over
of
here.
that.
The name of my essay is Too Fat to Be a Model.
I would want to be in that class if that was what
Yeah.
was happening. That sounds like a blast.
Well, you know what? The class was all hot girls. That's it.
I bet it
all
was.
hot girls. You would have loved it.
She needs a runway at an airport because she is too fat for the runway.
Holy. Yeah, I want to be in that class. I might go back to college just for that.
Yeah.
And then today is National Freezer Pop Day. What did you call these growing up, TJ? I'm just curious. It's those, frozen treats that are like in long plastic sleeves.
We just called them popsicles. And then there was, there was the kind with a stick and without. Those were the popsicles without a stick.
A lot of people on our social media said, we call it a popsicle. And you said, well, what do you call the thing with the stick in it? And they said, well, that's also a popsicle.
Yeah.
It's like a Pepsi and a Coke. It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Growing up, we called them the name brand. Didn't you,
Flavor
Riggins? We
Ice.
talked about that. Chili Willies.
We called them Chili Willies as I remember. But yeah, or what was it? Flavor Aids or something like that. I
Flavor
forget.
Ice.
Flavor Ice. Maybe that's exactly what it was. So enjoy the day as you will. Something really crazy happened to me over the weekend. I can't wait to share it with you next.
More TJ and Riggins coming up.
New radio is your new marketing, advertising, and influencing dream option. Go to tjriggins.com/explosion. The future of advertising is here. tjriggins.com/explosion.
Now, back to the TJ and Riggins Show.
Listen everywhere.
Thank you for being part of the new radio explosion.
So last week I was talking about this guy in Louisiana that was arrested for stealing, I think he stole 136 sacks of crawfish.
Yeah.
And the value of that was like $8,000 or something like that. And he was arrested, and no word on like what he was doing with all these sacks of crawfish. We believe that he was selling them for cheap, to his family and friends and things like that. But while I was reading that article from a local news station in Louisiana, they also had this other story about a guy who got arrested for robbing a bank. And it was an interesting story, but I thought, I've lived in North Carolina my whole life, and I don't know anything about like what was the biggest bank robbery in North Carolina. So I made a note to check up on it later, and I have a list on my computer of all the things like I want to research more, and that was one of them. So I put it in there, and over the weekend I started looking into it, and it turns out the biggest bank robbery in North Carolina was back in 1997, and it was some employees of Loomis Fargo
Yeah.
who ended up stealing, I think it was like $17 million.
Yeah, they stole the truck. Yes.
Stole all of it with, wives were involved. I think 14 people end up getting arrested directly involved with it. So as I'm reading through news articles about this case, all of a sudden I'm reading this article and there's a video interview, and it's an interview with Lindsay. But it's not Lindsay. It's Lindsay with a mustache, and it's a man, and it's her dad. Her dad is in the middle of this article I'm reading about this bank robbery. Your dad got interviewed by the news about this one specific thing. I stumbled upon it.
So he was the one that busted it. And, they made a movie, and I was watching it at home with Zach Galifianakis. They made that movie
and
with
Kristen
him.
Wiig was in it, too.
That was about this?
Yeah, that was about the hillbilly heist. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, and I was watching it at home, and my dad walks in. He's like, oh, I remember that so well.
Did he know
what?
Did he know they were making a movie about it beforehand?
Oh, this was years. This was like a newer. When did this movie come out?
Yeah, it was a long time after the hillbilly heist thing.
Oh no, he didn't know the movie. No.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, it was just the weirdest set of circumstances, and I went, "Oh my God, that's Lindsay's dad." First of all, y'all look exactly alike. He's just got a mustache. And he's bigger than you.
Yeah. So true.
But then I was like, I Googled your dad out of curiosity, and like all the things he was involved with, and like the major.
Eric Robert Rudolph.
Eric Robert Rudolph came up a couple of times. That Netflix documentary about the cult in Seattle or wherever it was.
Portland.
Yeah. I guess the point I'm making is your dad's like super impressive, Lindsay.
Yeah.
Well, probably the most in our family, I would say.
Certainly more than you. Don't take that the wrong way, but
not taking any. No.
More impressive. And so, no, I'm just kidding.
He's done a lot of things. He's seen a lot of things.
He's seen and he's got his own like Wikipedia page. I was like blown away. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And he's handsome.
And he's handsome. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll take that as a compliment since we look alike. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
but it's hard to see now that you've had your stash removed.
Hers is thicker.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Well, it was a fun surprise,
Yeah. Awesome.
More TJ and Riggins coming up.
The TJ and Riggins Show is available to stream every weekday around 7 a.m. Eastern at tjriggins.com. Stream it on your phone, on your iPad, in your car, on your laptop at work, or even from your smart home devices. You might be saying, hey, Riggins, I can't listen live. Well, that's not a problem. Listen later as a podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Amazon Music, or at tjriggins.com. The Week in Review, Group Therapy, The Extra Funny Podcast, the TJ and Jody's House Podcast, all of your favorites every day of the week. Listen live or listen later at tjriggins.com.
Hey, it's TJ, the #1 influencer for Cozy Earth. And, they're having a big thing going on now with summer deals up to 55% off. They say they made too much stuff. Other people say it's overstocked, but Cozy Earth's a little too classy to say that. That's right. So you still get that big 41% discount when you go to tjriggins.com/deals and then use the code TJ at checkout. Cozy Earth is fantastic. Check them out today and save.
Book your stay at the Hyatt Centric Charlotte South Park. That's where all of our guests stay because it's awesome. They've even got 2 spectacular restaurants on site. You're going to love your stay at the Hyatt Centric Charlotte South Park. Book your stay today at tjriggins.com/Hyatt.
What is new radio? New radio is
Streaming everywhere.
listen to the show starting each weekday morning at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
I forgot. We had this yesterday, and it's a video of a very, very alert and with it mother who has her child who looks to be about 2, maybe 1.5 or 2, has the child holding a Roman candle while she lights it. And I don't know what her purpose was in what was going to happen after that. But as soon as the fuse lit, the toddler just takes off running as fast as he can and runs right into the house as this Roman candle starts going off. This is what it sounded like.
Stop moving.
She's lighting it.
Hold it up. Hold it up. Hold it up. Legend, come here. Come here.
coming out of the back door, just shooting everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
So she was gonna let the baby hold it while it shoots all the out of it, which was a bad move to begin with.
Yeah.
Right.
But it wasn't even like the baby. She said, "Hold this while I light it," and then she was going to take it and hold it out.
No.
She was going to let the baby hold it and shoot it wherever.
She's allowed to have children.
Yeah.
She is allowed.
Well, we don't know that was the baby's mom. That could have been, an older cousin or something. That we don't know that was the baby's mother.
I hope not.
Yeah.
But
we do know it was an idiot, though.
It was certainly an idiot.
No matter what, we know that was an idiot.
Yeah.
Proven, yeah.
Give the kid a sparkler if they want to hold. I don't know what
Even
happened
at
to
that with a kid that little, I wouldn't give him anything.
I mean, but it's a 4-foot Roman candle. I mean, it's crazy.
Ugh.
Well,
What?
I don't know. I just, the stuff I worry about with my kids, like them getting hurt. And then this kid is like, I don't know. He's looking after these kids. Let me tell you something.
Yeah, I mean, it's a miracle that all of the kids from that little 4th of July party didn't show up in the hospital.
Yeah.
And houses burned down and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. And I'm over here worried about, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it blows my mind.
Yeah.
It kind of makes me angry in a way.
What, that you're raising a couple of wimps?
Yeah, I guess.
That
I mean,
can't
I'm
handle
worried
Roman
about
candles
things.
at the age of 2?
Yeah.
Lindsay?
It's like, what am I worried about? Like, this lady's over here giving.
Right.
Maybe there's a happy medium somewhere we can find. You don't need to give your kid fireworks, but you also don't need to be so concerned.
Well, and Lindsay's daughter's 5 now. So is that old enough to hold a Roman candle?
Hell no, it's not. No. No, I wouldn't even hold a Roman candle.
Yeah. Yeah, put it in the top of the fence. Let the fence hold it.
Yeah.
Just see what happens. It goes straight up. It does the whole thing.
Yeah.
You're not even supposed to hold them and shoot them at each other, which we used to do, which was stupid.
Oh, my God.
But we were in our early 20s, my brother and I were.
TJ, Riggins, and Lindsay want to thank you for listening.
Let's go!
This is the TJ and Riggins Show. Where are these huge discounts on great products? The deals page at tjriggins.com.
Check it out!
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Yeah!
New Radio Net presents the TJ and Riggins Show. With TJ, Riggins, Lindsay, Tech D Rob. Now back to the TJ and Riggins Show. Thank you for being part of the new radio explosion.
So I've been wanting to ask y'all about this because I'm not a big Uber user. I've only done it on my app once or twice, but something weird happened the other night with my little friend Jenny and handsome husband Michael and my wife Jody and I were coming back from the big dangerous city, and we called an Uber, and the Uber shows up and says, "Sorry, it's not the car on the thing because this is a rental. It's a rental." So all right, we got in. He was nice, brought us all the way home to the suburbs. And then it charged us, but then I think Jenny said it didn't show up as activity on her app. Is there something that? Either way, it had them worried that we were in an Uber that wasn't supposed to be an Uber.
Sure.
Kind of thing.
Gosh.
Yeah.
So what is it? I don't know what she's trying to say. It didn't show up. It took the money, but it didn't show up on her activity.
Yeah. Okay.
Or
So
whatever.
anytime you schedule an Uber, it makes, a history of all the interactions you've had on the app. So when you pay them, when you tip them, when you get your review back. So it probably just didn't show up in her, activity log or whatever. And It's off the books, so to speak.
Oh, so
that's the way I would read that.
So he's being off the books because the Uber booked it.
Yeah, if you booked it through the Uber app, it would be hard to kind of go undercover, trying to make money on the side while using the app. I don't know that that's possible. So
okay, so it wasn't that was supposed to be an abduction of the women, and then once he saw that Michael and I were with him, he's like, well, I guess I got to take them home now.
I guess.
Yeah. I was going to say maybe it didn't show the car moving. It shows a map of where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't know.
Something sounds kind of sketchy about it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then this is a rental. Then again, his regular car could have been in the shop, and he needed to do his Uber working. So he did. He rented a car to Uber in.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to do that either.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure
I don't
you're
think
not.
so.
No.
Oh.
No.
Because the people need to see the car and match it and the tag and everything.
That's like the number one thing you're supposed to do is like make sure that the car it says on your app is showing up is the one, and the driver as well. Their name is on there.
Okay, well.
You almost got taken.
There was no picture of him on the thing in a different car, so.
Oh my gosh, it's getting worse and worse as you talk.
Well, I didn't know any of this. I didn't know that was the case. I'm just standing around looking around, and they say, hey, here's our guy. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
We need to report him.
You're lucky you're not in some meat locker somewhere, part of a human centipede or something.
That's what I'm thinking.
My God.
Whoa. That's dangerous, man.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Well, I don't either. But then again, if I would have known any of this was going on, I would have said, hey, no, y'all, we ain't getting in that car.
Well.
But we didn't. We were in desperate need of a car. It was busy down there and crazy and all that.
10 arrests, 15 guns found right outside that park right over there. So you probably got out at the right time.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh my God. I love it. I love it. I love it.
This is TJ and Riggins.
People ask me all the time, what do you love about R. Gregory Jewelers? Well, I'm going to tell you, R. Gregory Jewelers in downtown Statesville is a family-run company. So they find you the best deals at the best prices with the friendliest service. You're not in an awkward situation where someone's like a pushy sales associate. They don't do any of that. And they really want to help you find the diamond or the jewelry or the watch of your dreams. So check out R. Gregory Jewelers in downtown Statesville today. R. Gregory Jewelers, we speak diamond.
Our charitable efforts are possible thanks to great businesses like the Johnson Group. They've been providing janitorial services to some of North and South Carolina's most prestigious properties since 1991. Learn more at tjriggins.com/clean.
The most important stories in the world. This is Now Trending on the TJ and Riggins Show.
All is back to normal at Denny's and Waffle Houses. They have dropped their egg surcharge that they put into place back in February when egg prices were skyrocketing because of the bird flu. So Denny's and Waffle House both put out statements that they were going to raise the price of every single egg served by 50 cents, I think it was what it was. But since egg prices have dropped dramatically in the last couple months, they've removed that surcharge.
Well, good.
So, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank goodness.
Getting back to business.
Back to business. And I like that they do it promptly. They said as soon as it's, we can take it away. Although a surcharge was weird. A lot of people kind of left a sour taste in their mouth. So hopefully.
Yeah. But didn't we find out surcharge doesn't mean what we thought surcharge meant? I thought it always meant a service charge, but it's not. It's something else. Because SUR is spelled S-U-R.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what it stands for.
Yeah. Because we're like, why are you calling that a service charge?
Yeah.
But that's not what it is.
Yeah.
Surplus? I don't know.
Surper.
So those are gone. So you can go back to Denny's and Waffle House and not have to worry about that. There is a couple from Florida that went to the Crater of Diamonds State Park in Arkansas. And apparently it's one of those places where you buy like a pan and then you can go and sift for your own gold and diamonds and things like that. So they did that. And they found a 3.36 carat diamond.
Ooh.
Which could, depending on the 5 C's, the cut whatever.
Cut, color, clarity, carat weight.
Boo! Look at you.
Look at you.
And cost.
The man knows his diamonds.
5 C's.
It could be anywhere from, they said, $20,000 all the way up to $160,000.
Mm-hmm.
They found that at the park, like while sifting for diamonds or whatever you do. They give you the equipment to do it. And it's like fun for kids.
Uh-huh.
You don't expect anybody to find like a massive diamond like that.
That is cool.
Yeah.
We used to take a trip in high school or middle school to Reed's Gold Mine. Did y'all go, Riggins?
I remember that one specifically. Absolutely.
And I always thought I was going to get something.
Of course you did.
I was like, I'm getting a diamond today. Now I just go to R. Gregory Jewelers. But
Good point. Yeah, R. Gregory does all the work for you.
You got to go in there with a pan.
I want to find it myself if you don't mind.
Can I sift through all this?
So congratulations to them. That must have been a thrilling surprise. Oasis still trending. Oasis is back. The brothers, the rock band made by two brothers that can't stand each other. They hit the stage for the first time over the weekend as the first stop on their reunion tour.
What is it? Liam and
Noel.
Noel
Gallagher.
Right.
And they famously hate each other. They fought on stage, and they're just like...
They're trashy.
British
Just
kind of
trash.
like... They do strike me as a little trashy, but I don't know a thing about them.
And they're overrated.
You think?
They're way overrated, yeah.
Okay. I know Wonderwall. I know Don't Look Back in Anger, like those big songs, but I'm not a crazy big fan. But people were buying tickets 6 months ago for this thing, and they were just beside themselves to go see these brothers back on the stage.
And then did you see the story about Billy Joel Armstrong from Green Day? They let a guy come up on stage to play with them, and he was going to play When September Comes or whatever that song's called, and he started playing Wonderwall. And they kicked him off stage.
That's funny.
That is funny.
Started playing an Oasis song.
Good for him. Have a little bit of fun with it, because something tells me Green Day takes themselves very seriously.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah. Can I come up on stage and you just start playing Wonderwall? That's amazing.
Love it.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show. Thank you for being part of the new radio explosion.
Baby, let's go.
Now, back to the TJ and Riggins Show.
My mom is turning 70 this year. Turning 70 in a few weeks. It's a big one, as she pointed out on the phone the other day. She goes, well, it's a big one.
Yeah.
So why is it a big one? She was like, well, I'm turning 70.
It is a big one.
I guess so, but I think they're all big ones after a certain age, I think. Just like...
Well, the 50, 60, 70 big ones.
So like the 10-year mark. I guess so, but...
Weather on the 10s.
Weather on the 10s. We're not a big birthday family, but the fact that she pointed out, like, this is a big one, I thought, what's coming next? Is she wanting to have a party or something? Which would be totally out of character for her. But she's telling me this, and she says, and, because it's a big one, I'm going to get something good. And I went, oh, like a present you talking about? And she goes, yeah. I said, okay, well, what part do I play in this? And she goes, well, I need your help. I said, okay. And she goes, I want a new MacBook. And I said, why would you want a new MacBook at 70 years old? What are you doing? She goes, well, I've been talking about writing this cookbook for years. And so I'm going to make my own office space, and I'm going to have my desk in there, and I'm going to have my MacBook there, and I'm going to write my cookbook. And I said, and where is this office going? She goes, well, in the office that we have now, which is my dad's office. Because he's, I don't want to say actually working, but the guy works a lot, volunteering, but he's got a lot of different side gigs and things like that. So I said, so you're going to put your computer at his desk? And she goes, no, I'm going to get my own desk and my own chair, and we're going to have this. Now, this is a small office. Slash sunroom. So it's a tight fit. So it's just enough space for a desk and a chair. And I'm thinking, like, crunching the numbers. There's no way you're going to get another desk and a chair in there. I don't bring any of this up to her, though, because it's just going to upset her.
Right.
So what do you think is going to happen, TJ, based on your long marriage? You've had a 30-year marriage. This is a woman coming in and taking over his space, right? I'm not over-exaggerating anything.
No, not at all. But I predict that the office will become hers and then his will be, you can work on a laptop anywhere in the house and go do it in front of the TV in your, does he have a guy hangout room like I don't like to use the term man cave, but does he have a den or something?
Yeah, he's got the upstairs, but it's up the stairs, and
well, that's his new office there. That's he's got the whole floor.
That's what I'm worried about. She's going to kick him out, and the place that he really likes to work is now no longer his, so she can write her cookbook. And I did point out, I said, Mom, I want your recipe cards. I don't want a cookbook that you've typed out. It loses all its sort of sentimental value when you type it out. I'm not even looking for that. Now, that didn't sit well with her, but
she's also got things that she needs to keep up with, and she's got a lot of activities and mahjong and all of that kind of stuff. So it's more than just a cookbook that she needs her little workspace.
Do you need an office to play in your mahjong?
Yes.
Lindsay, yes.
I love this. Take it over, Mom. Take it over.
Why can't he have his own space? Why can't she? It's a big house. She can find.
Why can't they share a space? Why can't they be together?
Yeah, well,
because she's not looking for that either. She just wants him out.
Why can't you and Kyle share a space on your girls' trip? Or why don't you go on his golf trips with him?
Oh, because we don't like each other like Riggins' parents do.
I don't think they really much care. I don't think they're that choked up with each other either.
All right, let's go.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show. Introducing the new Media Center on the TJRiggins.com home screen. Watch the TJ and Riggins Show with new Carolina-specific content, deals, and more. Available to check out every weekday. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
So you've heard me talk about Mandu Charlotte, and now it's your time to go for absolutely free. Mandu Charlotte is an electromuscle stimulation workout. It's only 15 minutes, and it feels like you've been in the gym for hours. You're toner, leaner, stronger. You feel better in your clothes. You look better in your clothes. What's not to love? So check out Mandu Charlotte at tjriggins.com/fitness and get your first session free. Mandu Charlotte.
The TJ and Riggins Show stream is sponsored by R. Gregory Jewelers in Statesville, North Carolina. They're family owned and operated, and they speak diamond. Find something beautiful at tjriggins.com/diamond.
The perfect start to the day.
New Radio Net presents the TJ and Riggins Show.
Just the best.
Thank you for being part of the new radio explosion.
So Riggins was just talking about his mom trying to be an office mate with Riggins' dad. They have a house. They're both retired, and then he does a lot of work for the community, the retirement community, and he's on this board, and he does this, and he's all kinds of stuff. Well, his mom decided she wants to put a desk in that same room and a new Mac and work on her stuff. She's trying to put a cookbook together. And we have just been going through this with Lindsay, with her trying to go in and take a space out of her husband's man cave so she can do her little, make it a little studio kind of thing for her work. And Lindsay was like, well, why can't they share the space? Why do they not have? Because I said, what's going to happen is that Riggins' dad is going to end up going up to wherever there's an extra room, and it's on the top floor, and that's what's going to be his office, because the office will now become his mom's, because you can't have her climbing up and down stairs.
No, come on.
And Lindsay's all for it.
Yeah.
And
love it.
Yeah. And these are seriously, this kind of stuff is the reason why men or husbands feel like they're not really respected or cared about in a way that they care about the wives. You know what I mean? It's like you just flippantly come in and just say, take it, you know, without considering that, hey, what he's doing is, you know, pretty important. He's got his thing going. Let me find something else. in my space. And I don't think your mom's just trying to run him off, Riggins, but it's just they're built that way. Women.
Oh, okay.
And the main thing is that women are built to not like anything a man does where he's content. He doesn't even have to be happy. It doesn't even have to be a fun environment for him or a fun activity. Just the fact that he's content sometimes will spark something in a woman's mind to say, what is he hiding in there from me? What is he getting out of that I'm not getting? I should be getting the same type of feeling he's getting from in there. Who does he think he is?
Well, that was me in the basement because he had the whole basement and I have not one space in the house that's just mine. And he's always like, well, you have your closet. And I'm like, and you have your closet and your office and the whole basement. Yeah. It's me wanting to feel that too.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's too much to ask.
So are the kids not allowed to go in his basement?
Oh no, they go down there, but I'm just saying it's his ideas of what he wants to do with it and what he hangs up down there. There's like pin flags
and does he do that for all the other rooms in the house? Does he pick the furniture? Basement. No, for the rest of the house. Does he pick the furniture and the decor and all that stuff?
Not the decor. The furniture, he's had some say. Yeah.
Okay. But so pretty much the rest of the house is your space.
Well, other than his office and the kitchen, I would say, is mine.
Okay.
I mean, do you see where I'm going?
No.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show. Get the latest extra funny episode at tjriggins.com, all major podcast platforms, and on YouTube. Thank you for joining us.
In 3, 2, 1.
This is TJ and Riggins. New Radio Net presents the TJ and Riggins Show. With TJ, Riggins, Lindsay, Tech D Rob. Now, back to the TJ and Riggins Show. Thank you for being part of the new radio explosion.
All right, so Lindsay is in Wisconsin visiting her husband's family. And then you're 30 minutes away, you said yesterday, from the nearest store. Is this a working farm that they have out there, or is it just they live out in the country?
It's a excuse me, it's a lake, but it's out. It's in the country. It's a golf course. It's like a golf course community, but it's so far away.
So they're not just, running a dairy, farm out there or anything. They don't have cows that they're milking.
Change of scenery.
Sounds fun.
And what's the difference in the weather?
Here's the thing. The weather's fantastic. Not humid. It's a brisk 72 during the day. Like it's perfect.
Yeah.
But you have to live here.
Right.
I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's not a good trade-off for the winters and stuff.
Right.
And
so
is there are y'all swimming in a pool? I saw they were on a jet ski on that lake. Is that water cold?
It's really not that cold. It's probably like more chilly than at home, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I just can't imagine my wife getting in any water that's below 80 degrees.
No, my mom's the same way.
I'm not a lake swimmer, so I don't even deal with that. The kids love it. This is the first time they've swum in a lake, which I don't love. I don't know.
Fine.
Lakes are gross.
It's fine.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. Is there a dock that they're jumping off of and the whole thing?
Yeah.
And they got all their cousins there and they're helping them and all that.
Yeah. And all their cousins are older, so it's helpful.
I bet they're having a ball.
Yeah. Delilah got on a paddle board and she was trying to she's actually got pretty good balance, better than I would have done. I don't know.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Yeah. Great weather. Great weather.
As long as those children don't come back acting like no Wisconsin people.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. One of the cousins said, they're going to be talking like us before you know it. I went,
oh, she said, no, they won't. You want us to leave right now? Is that what you're trying to get us to do? Leave right now?
See ya.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh my God. I love it. I love it. I love it.
This is TJ and Riggins. It's now easier than ever at the homepage, TJRiggins.com. Click the deals button to get all our exclusive best deals anywhere from all of the TJ and Riggins show partners. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
In honor of the 4th of July holiday, here are some facts that they won't teach you in school.
Oh boy.
People think the American dream is all pie in the sky, but there's more up there than just pie.
Right now, get up to 15% off bedroom furniture during our Independence Day sales event. Only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
Sounds like a sweet deal to me.
The most important stories in the world. This is Now Trending on the TJ and Riggins Show.
The 1 minute Big Mac challenge. It's a trend that's taken over on TikTok, and you know exactly what it is. It's people trying to eat a Big Mac in under a minute. You think you could do that, TJ?
No, I have a little mouth, tiny mouth.
Little mouth, big attitude, little mouth, you know. Yeah, I don't know. You can put down quantity, but not quickly. You've always said that you could eat 12 Krispy Kremes if you had all day.
Yeah, or a few hours.
A few hours. Lindsay, you think you could eat a Big Mac in under a minute?
Yes.
I think I could
because
too.
I eat very fast.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
We're going to put it to the test. We're going to get some Big Macs in here.
Let's do it.
At the early morning hour and give it a shot. It's fun watching people do it, though.
Yeah. Can we wait a little bit later in the show so it's not like 5 a.m. breakfast, you know?
No, we're
Big
doing
Mac.
it first thing. I mean, we're going to really set ourselves up for a great show.
Would it be harder to eat a quarter pounder with cheese in a minute than a Big Mac?
A quarter pounder that's a bigger meat.
But not as much bread.
But not as
I think
much
the more
bread.
bread's harder, right?
I don't know. I think the circumference of a quarter pounder is bigger, and it's a bigger meat patty. I think it's just a bigger sandwich in general. But the Big Mac has more bread, which would be more challenging, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. You know what? Let's try them both. Let's see which one we can be quicker.
What about a 20-piece nug? Let's go.
We'll do it all. Why not? And speaking of McDonald's, the Daily Double is taking over McDonald's. It's a double cheeseburger, but it's got lettuce, tomato, onion, and mayonnaise on it. I said that weird, mayonnaise. Unlike their regular double cheeseburger that just has like ketchup and mustard and pickles and onions. So this is available at all McDonald's across the country.
Yeah, I do a McDouble, no mustard or onions.
No mustard or onions. So you get pickles and ketchup and cheese. Yeah. All delicious. Love McDonald's so much. And then today's National Cow Appreciation Day. We were just talking about Lindsay being on a farm and how fun it sounds to be out there milking cows. Today's your day, Lindsay.
Today's my day.
Cow Appreciation Day. Now, you don't appreciate all cows.
Highlands only.
The ones that are cute, that have the long hair.
Cute cows.
Cute cows. And they probably, you think they don't stink, but I guarantee those smell just like a regular cow.
I'm giving them a bath, putting a bow in their hair. They're going to smell fresh.
Okay.
Can you imagine how delicious a taco would be made from a Highland cow?
Don't you you don't eat Highland cows?
Sure you do.
I don't.
You don't know.
None of my beef patties are Highland.
We're going to slip one in.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
The TJ and Riggins Show is new at 7 a.m. Eastern each weekday morning and available most anywhere you watch or listen to shows. YouTube, podcast platforms, streaming and radio station sites are all now at our media center at tjriggins.com. It works just like an app, easy to navigate, and you'll get everything right there on one page. All the podcasts, all the videos, all the great deals you can take advantage of as a member of the radio family. The TJ and Riggins Show is right there in your hand. Learn how to add it to your phone's home screen at tjriggins.com/ad.
Thank you for being part of the new radio explosion.
Baby, let's go.
Now, back to the TJ and Riggins Show.
Experts are worried that the rise in popularity of Ozempic will directly impact the trend of body positivity. Experts are weighing in saying the fact that so many people are using Ozempic, we're going to forget the core foundational message of body positivity. Because why are you laughing? We are not correcting the problem itself, which is judgment, treating people as others because they look different. We're just removing the weight that's causing people to have these thoughts in the first place. Yeah. So could it be the death of body positivity?
Yeah, because you have to have a negative body to learn to be positive about it. So therefore, the theory of body positivity is gone. So what they're saying is that we need a lot more fat people to continue, body positivity training.
Yeah.
And think of how many people at stupid jobs are going to lose their jobs when they're not having to be hired by these companies to go in and teach body positivity when you're working with fat people, because there are no fat people.
Right.
Think about those poor people who now don't have a job. These body positivity,
experts.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Experts, therapists, counselors, coaches, body positivity coaches.
Coaches. That's good.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I do think it's gonna. People are gonna have the attitude of, if they see someone bigger, they're gonna be like, "Why don't you just get on Ozempic?" Like that attitude.
Yeah, and that's not the right attitude to have.
Mm-hmm. Well,
you're judging people by the way they look.
So you would think that somebody who is all into body positivity as an expert would be happy that there are less people who are going through that, because somebody has to be going through something sad to have to, that's going to need the body positivity training. So if they're not going through that difficult part and they don't need it, isn't that a victory? They don't need body positivity training.
And these people feel good about themselves. Yeah, you're right.
Isn't that the purpose? Aren't they, quote unquote, healed of their body negativity?
Seeing both sides of this.
Yeah. It gives you something to think about. It really does.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show. It's now easier than ever at the homepage, tjriggins.com. Oh, look, our new subscribe button, where you can make sure you're getting the new shows right when they're posted. Find listening options for Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, social media sites, and more. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
Hey, it's TJ, the number one influencer for Cozy Earth. And, they're having a big thing going on now with summer deals up to 55% off. They say they made too much stuff. Other people say it's overstocked, but Cozy Earth's a little too classy to say that. That's right. So you still get that big 41% discount when you go to tjriggins.com/deals and then use the code TJ at checkout. Cozy Earth is fantastic. Check them out today and save.